game show if I can do it in there if you want, Rock.
I am not on mute. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. We are getting hit with a really bad storm right now. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Loud and clear. All right. Because the generator is on, and man, let me tell you what, that camper was picking up and they're coming down. So I was gonna go over the whole question, the Q&A on the case. Hi, Strange, Pia, and Bob. You're here. How's Bob doing? Hopefully everything's good. Yeah, I don't know what the winds are, but whew, I decided to come out of that camper. The chair was in the middle of the street, and I was running with my purse. I grabbed my purse and my teeth, and out the door I went. The RV was a rocking, like, seriously. Like, oh my gosh. Let's see here. Let me see. If I could figure out how to turn this camera around, I could even probably take you out there and show you. I don't know. Let's see here. But yeah, that camera was going. Oh, yeah, hold on. I mean, let's see here. Hold on. It's a getting it, let me tell you. Dang. Can you guys see it? Oh, hopefully it didn't kick me out. Can you see that? Yeah, Rock ain't trying to be all in that. Look at that. Holy crappy holy. The chair was out in the street. I was riding it out, and then it was like, yeah, I better not ride this out no more. I don't know how long it's supposed to be here, but boy, it was strong. And we're on the backup generator. I thought I'd turn the camera off. Whew. What y'all think of that? And that's something. Hmm. Hey, girly girl. Oh, lordy. Well, that put a damper on a few things there. I didn't know what all to grab. I was like, holy crap. Am I going to make it inside? Yeah, I'm under a storm right now, too. Like a big storm. Yeah, I didn't know what was going to pop out of that sky. But let me tell you what, that camper came up and it came back down. So, okay. Starting hot there. Oh, man, it's really, really windy here. I don't know how long this storm's going to last.
I set up to about 8.
Oh, until 8. Well, it hit pretty good. Hit real quick. Hit real good. Real quick. So I see Bob and Pia's in here. Wondered if Bob wanted to come up and talk about his show. I really want to go through some articles, but I can still go through this. But again, I was just gonna recap the the case in general, which I can do. I just can't show you any Oops. Can't show you any videos or anything. Like I said, I'm on my phone now, but her generator, she's got a Generac.
It's got more since you've been.
Let's see here. And it's not giving me the option to comment. Here we go. This is so weird doing it on my phone after I've been doing it on the. Oh, rocky times out there, what I tell you. Anyway, so let's go back to where this all started. Somebody had hit me up and said they hadn't been from the case from the very beginning. So I'm going to go off of the knowledge that I have and what I remember about the whole case. And if anybody thinks I've missed something, it won't hurt my feelings because I'm going to go on it about memory and how it went down. I can't get down to the very specifics, but just give you an in general of how this case has went because everything is in the computer and I am on my phone. So, with that said, on March 30th, 2024, Veronica and Jillian was headed to get. Hold on a second. Holy crap. Anyway, on March 30th, Jillian and Veronica was headed to get Jillian's kid or Veronica's kids. Veronica had supervised visitation, but on April 17th, she was going before the courts to try to get that supervised visitation taken away and possibly get full custody of her kids. In the meantime, baby daddy was in jail, and he got ordered to rehab. Now they were no longer together; they were co-parenting, but uh, baby dad was in jail, and then he got ordered to rehab on the 22nd. So on the 22nd, he went straight from the jail to rehab, and we hope he's doing good. We've said that all along. We hope he's doing good. While they went to get the kids, Veronica was picking up Jillian, and it said there was a phone call made, and the grandma said that Veronica had called and wasn't going to come get the kids. Something had come up, but we knew that not to be true because it was the daughter's birthday, and they were having a birthday party, and she was already at Jillian's to pick her up to make that. I think it was 58-minute drive off the top of my head. I want to say 58 minutes. Well, they never made it to their destination, according to some people. And we still don't know, but the car was found abandoned on the side of the road, at L Road. And it wasn't real far down that road. You know, it is a rural area, but that area is pretty highly traveled. I mean, like if you wanted to go from Elkhart to Guyman, that would be the route I would think you would go. And I went there and sat the next Saturday just to see how busy it was on that route. And it was pretty busy. But anyway, so I had been watching Melanie Little, and she said two Kansas women had disappeared. She talked about a child custody. And I was like, damn. Well, I just had mouth surgery, as a matter of fact. And I said, I got with the team, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go down there. It's about a 5-hour drive, but I'm going to go help to find these women. And I remember loading my suitcase. I didn't call my husband or anything. And he calls me because the cameras go off at home. And he says, you loaded your suitcase. Where are you going? And I said, well, there's two women missing from Kansas, and they're missing in Oklahoma, and I'm going to look for them. And he said, okay. And that's when my journey began. Anyway, to fast forward it, I got here. I want to say it was on this. It was Easter Sunday. Was that Sunday? I believe I came on that Monday because I left bright and early. And I got here. Well, I got to the area, and it was really strange because the women was still missing, but nobody was looking for them. I just couldn't figure it out. Why they're still missing, and they found a car, but we haven't found these women. Why is nobody looking for them? And of course, I took my YouTube live and started asking, and there was several people that did come out. And when I say several, I'd say probably about 12 to 15. And we just started going everywhere we could. Any tips that people gave us, we went. And for 2 days in a row, we had people show up to help search, but there was never over probably 15, if that. And we searched and we searched, and then I stuck around and searched and searched and searched till I ran out of places to search. As a matter of fact, many of you guys you watch a uh, psychic. Gosh, what was her name? Jamie, what was her name? Psychic Aura? So was that her name? Gosh, I can't even remember. I wished I was on my computer where I could just pull it up. But anyway, and she said check by school, check by water, and she had said some other things, so I was trying to check it out. Anyway, I'd exhausted everything. My last day here, I'd been here 11 days. The women had not been found. But I will say during the first week, by that Friday, maybe, maybe it was Sunday, somewhere in there. It was either Friday, in between Friday and Monday. I don't know. But I'd heard a rumor that a 15-year-old girl that was a babysitter was babysitting Veronica's kids, and that it was a German girl. Now, this is the story I'd heard from the area here. The 15-year-old German girl had been taken into protective custody. That's all we knew. That's all I knew. But still was searching for the women. Was searching for Veronica and Jillian. Then I ended up going home. April 17th was on a Wednesday, and that's when Veronica was originally gonna be going to court for her supervised visitation and possibly to get full custody of the kids, of her children. Can you guys hear me okay? Because hopefully I'm telling this story where you can hear it and keep up with it, because I've been asked this a lot to tell it. And like I said, this is a storm. I'm just going to have to tell you by the top of my head how it went down. Anyway, I ended up going back to Wichita. And I went back to Wichita, still stayed on top of the case. Oh, while I was here, my phone wasn't getting very good service, so I guess what you call a burner phone, and was using it to do my lives. And everybody was giving me lots of tips when I was out here. It seemed like over by Four Corners where they were supposed to have met, um, there was two particular farmers that just kept hanging around and hanging around and hanging around at night. Like they wanted to know what I knew. It was just really weird. I'd caught on to it. Like they wasn't fooling me. So if they're listening, you never fooled me. I was on to you. You guys absolutely knew something more than what you was showing up to know. Anyway, then so So I was just doing my lives from home and just gathering all the information I could. Knew that there had been some problems with a child custody. That really caught my eye. And the fact that I've seen a lot of divorces, was in one myself. Divorces aren't pretty. And when they have kids involved, fool, they even get worse. They get nasty. And started digging into the files and getting on the Oklahoma OCSN and pulling the files and going, whoa, wait a minute, something's not right here. From the get go, I did not. I really think they thought they was going to pass it off as like a sex trafficking. And again, I thought I was coming here to look for two missing women to help look. Well, when I got here, I was what was looking for the missing women. There was no joint and no team. There was no team out there looking that I could see. So with that said, anyway, so boots on the ground. Went home. That was I still remember that. It was a Thursday night. I did not want to go home. I did not want to go home till we found Veronica and Jillian. But I'd exhausted everywhere I could go that I'd had permission to go. Everywhere I mean, there's a lot of land out here, but to be honest with you, now that I go back and look, I was awful close. I was awful close because, I mean, I went by Granny's house, Tiffany's house. I have my own feeling of what happened. I'm not going to tell you because that would probably ruin it. But maybe one night I will tell you exactly what several of you know what I thought. But either way, I thought where the car was parked that was staged. But anyway, so come to find out, they, I watched helicopters land in Guyman. Second day in, I'd been told about the cult, the God's Misfits, and I was on my live and I was saying, "Oh my gosh, you guys better get ATF. You've got some, you got a cult here, and the grandma's part of the cult. She's been fighting with Veronica, the mother, trying to trying to keep the kids away from her. I'd read where she had kept the kids away from her own kids. Oh yeah, so I'd run out of my house so quick, like the deal was I was coming to help search for some women. I didn't have I forgot my computer, so all I had was my phone and a nice lady, craft lady, in here, and we got to pray for her. She had jaw surgery. Really need to get a hold of her and see if she's doing all right. But anyway, they were loaning me a laptop, so I had to get to Hugoton, and I'd already been all the way down at the Four Corners, going on a lead to oh to get the yeah. I ran into Granny. I did run into Granny and the two kids at the Dollar General in Boys City. That was pretty weird. Anyway, we still didn't know where Veronica and Jillian was, and there was no reason. How do I say this? She had permission to have the kids, so it's not like she stole the kids at that point or anything. She had she had permission to have the kids. Anyway, so while I was on my way to Hugoton because I was running late, Elkhart kind of has a little, I would say, a speed trap there, but I saw the sheriff patrol sitting there. I said, "Oh lordy, yeah, I'm gonna get pulled over." And I was live, and I got pulled over. And when I told him my purse was in the back, and that's where my driver's license was. I'd rolled down all my windows, and I got out, and he said, "Are you Rock?" I said, "I am." And he said, "Can I get your driver's license?" I said, I know I was speeding. I don't know how fast I was going. I'm just trying to I'm late. 45 minutes late to meet a lady I'd never met and to borrow this computer. Anyway, he ended up being a really great guy. He did not give me a ticket. I deserved that ticket if he would have gave it to me. He didn't give me a ticket. And he was actually listening to the live, which was really cool. And I hope Mark Espinosa is his name. And he's the undersheriff there in Elkhart. He was so nice to me and such a good guy. And he was following the channel for a while. Haven't seen him on here in a while. Now that don't mean that he's not in the back and he's not listening, because he very well could be. Did I think the grandma was guilty at the time? Yes, I did. I did think she was guilty at the time. Um, at that time, I knew of the Cooks, I knew of the Twombleys, and I knew of Granny, and I knew of Tad. And yes, I thought that that Granny was guilty and she had something to do with it. And I knew that the grandson, well, or baby daddy in this case, um, I knew that he was in treatment. So he wasn't even around when all this happened. And then, of course, I was told that had been tried before in the previous month. And I don't remember who told me, but I was told that they went to Hugoton and tried to get Veronica to come outside, leave, and they was gonna throw, thing, like an anchor thing. I can't remember what it's called. This is all off my memory. I'm not reading anything, so if I get something wrong, feel free to correct me. But anyway, she's gonna throw it through her windshield and cause a wreck and cause her to probably pass that way. Well, that didn't work out. Well, anyway, so I ended up going back to Wichita. But before I went back to Wichita, I watched some helicopters land out in the Guyman Field. And it was 4 helicopters, and tactical guys got off of them helicopters, and there was a lot of them. And there was Suburbans picking them up. Also, I got a phone call from a viewer that was headed, I want to say, from May, Oklahoma to Oklahoma City, and said they passed several Suburbans. Now, mind you, I hadn't seen cops all week until right up close to that. And then they were going everywhere. And it was actually OSBI and Oklahoma Patrol, it seemed like, finally swooped in, maybe by that Friday. And they were sitting at the L Road, 2 of them sitting at the L Road where the car was left. The car wasn't there no more because it had been taken off for forensics to be done. Anyway, with that said, I want to say it was that Saturday. Was it the 13th? Was it the 13th that they got arrested, I think? 13th or the 14th. Anyway, some arrests went down, and Granny had got arrested. Tiffany had got arrested. Or Tiffany got arrested, Tad got arrested, Cole got arrested, and Corey got arrested. And they had said there was a 5th person, but they let that person go. They must not have enough evidence on it. And then, of course, the news came out and said, I wish I could share the article. Sorry, guys. I didn't expect this to be a storm. Anyway, I don't know if I could write a book, but I'm sure trying to remember exactly. I don't want to miss anything. So anyway, they ended up all arrested. And Paul Grice, they questioned him. They all came in, and actually they brought them all in and questioned him. And then come to find out, they let him go. And then they got enough evidence. And so what we know now, because they released the warrants affidavits. Yes, Mark Espinosa, we definitely respect him. He's one of the good guys, that's for sure. Absolutely. And listen, there was a lot of locals here that treated me very well. I mean, they brought me food, did my laundry. Like, I was treated very, very well. I mean, friendships that I'm going to have forever. And it's sad the way we had to meet, but yeah, this has been a great bunch of people. This channel, just everybody in this channel has been so great. I love it. Like, everybody works with everybody. We don't have a lot of problems, and the problems we have is just trolls from outside this channel that comes in. Anyway, to make a long story short, without missing any major parts, Tiffany Adams, Tad Coleman, Cora Twombly and Cole Twombly were arrested for first degree murder. It's a death penalty case. And they say, which, listen, I don't know. You read me my Miranda rights. I'm going to say, well, so am I detained? And if they say, yeah, I say, well, I need an attorney. Because that's just me, even if I'm not doing anything wrong. But they're saying that she said something to the effect that she was responsible for the deaths of Jillian and Veronica. Well, I believe it was the next day. But come to find out, there was a real hero in this, and that was Cora's daughter, CW. And it said in that paperwork that she had to clean out the truck. Her and a friend had to clean the blood out of the truck, and she had asked her mom what happened, and her mom said, "Well, we're not going to have to worry about Veronica no more." And her mom, and she said, "Well, what'd you do? Throw in a well or something?" So it's always caught in my head because I just feel like there's more bodies. Like they did this before, not just with Veronica and Jillian, but that's for further down the road. Definitely want to continue to investigate that, but right now we're still on Jillian and Veronica. But anyway, that 15-year-old actually knew enough that they figured out that. See, I don't know how much the FBI digital got or OSBI digital, but supposedly Granny had bought 5 stun guns and 3 burner phones, and CW had told OSBI about the burner phones, 2 of them on the nightstand by her mom's bed. And anyhow, so it led them to a farm that was not too far from the Four Corners where they were supposed to meet. It was down the road, and they ended up, OSBI went out there, and they ended up digging them up, and they were in a freezer. And I do remember, without looking at anything, there was a couple pairs of Wrangler jeans in there. There was a gun in there. There was a K-bar knife in there. Uh, Clothes that had blood on it. I do believe it said a white glove, a cloth glove. Again, this is all off my memory because we're going through a storm, so I can't get you anything right now off my computer. Well, then, so they all ended up showing up to court on April 17th for their first appearance because they got arrested, and so they went in, and I don't think they pled guilty. I don't think they did anything. They were just told of their charges. I don't know that they've ever said guilty, not guilty, or anything like that yet. They've just had some motion hearings. But it took a little while, and they ended up arresting Paul Grice. And what's sad about the Paul Grice is that guy actually participated in this. What extreme, we won't know. But he actually played in an Easter pageant. And it's known that he damn near cut his whole pinky finger off. So, but they had to get a little more information, I guess, for the judge to sign the warrant for him and arrest him. So we've been to court a couple of times, and I came back on May 15th, and they'd had some timelines in the arrest affidavits of where the phone's pinged, and I'd went to Tiffany's house and back to the L Road, and I'd went to Boise to visit with somebody and pick up some stuff. And then I came back, and then on the way back from Boise, I went by Tad's house because I thought, ooh. Now, mind you, I knew that there was a cult, and I knew they was at that Plain or Prairie View school because I almost went out there and was told I could get shot from a mile and a half away on my life, so turned around. Anyway, that particular day, I was by myself. I said, oh, hell, I'll drive by there. He's in jail. I'll drive by there, and I'll time it. And for the phone pings, I really wanted to know the phone pings. And I'd went to Beasley's and did the phone pings to see what kind of time frame we was looking at, because there was some phones that had uh, there were some phones that had pinged at Tad's. Okay. Oh, and in the meantime, the first news crew, I got here before News Nation. The first group, Dan and them, they were really nice, and I was showing them what I knew. And then they left, and several more came in, and the stuff they were putting on News Nation, I couldn't do it. Uh, they actually reached out to me several times, and I refused to do an interview because I didn't have anything to say. But the whole time, it really bothered me that there wasn't a huge search crew out here looking for these women. We didn't know whether they were alive or not throughout any of that time. Anyway, so Cora's daughter, CW, told them enough till they ended up at James Beasley's property, and they dug, and it was 15 feet deep, and they were in a freezer, and it was taped. And then there was tape in there, and of course, Jillian and Veronica was in that freezer. It didn't say how big that freezer was, so I don't know. We haven't got to them details yet. There is a gag order. There also is a hold on the coroner's report and the medical examiner's report. So we really don't know the extent of their injuries and what happened. So right now they've been going to court. They've got attorneys, and basically the attorneys are trying to get it to where all five are going to be going to the same court, and it's a itty bitty court. I'll tell you right now, it's just a itty bitty court, and I find problems in that whole situation where the Texas County Jail is. It's on the other side of railroad tracks, and they got to go across the railroad tracks to get to the courthouse. And there's trains that go by there, and it seems like every time they've had hearings, there's a train. So right now, what we're waiting for is every third Wednesday of the month there will be a hearing. They haven't set a pretrial hearing or anything like that yet. And again, they arrested Grice later, and he ended up going to court. Was that May 19th or 15th? It might have been the 15th too. Getting my days a little confused. But I was here. I came for that. Had been to the other two. So now what they're waiting on is they want the prosecution to hand over everything. Yes, Rock, what child would make a comment that if they had not heard, seen, witnessed something so despicable before? That's not a normal. Come on, dog, quit licking me. This dog is licking the daylights out of me. Um, yeah, I agree. Back to CW. She was told that Veronica was no longer going to be a problem, she asked about Jillian and what happened to Jillian. They said she was gone too. And CW questioned it. She couldn't understand why Jillian. And her mom said, well, she was part of it too. They were the evil. It was part of it too. So the day they got arrested, you were pretty much live majority of that day, if I remember right. Yeah, a very emotional day. It was emotional even when I left here. Like, it took me everything to keep from breaking down because I really wanted to find them and I really wanted to find them alive. You went to where, oh yeah. So I went to where the car was found. Thanks, guys. See, you pay attention. Went to where the car was found. Um, I did take some videos if you go back to my earlier videos. And there was two spots on the ground. I wouldn't say they were huge. And it did look like blood and somebody had poured kitty litter over it. That is true. And there was a couple spots on the other side of the car where it looked like they shoveled up some dirt. Like just they didn't want to just take the top off. They just scooped it with a shovel. So yeah, that was done. So where we're at right now is we're waiting. You know, we're going to be waiting for, um, honestly, in my opinion, and I am not an attorney and I am not a judge, and this is a YouTube channel and it's for entertainment purposes, but I'm trying to give you everything I know and to the best truths that I know of it, of what's going on. I would love to know that weird guy knew that we were 15 deep. Yeah, that was Travis. He came on the panel. Listen, throughout this, we've had this guy, Travis, came on the panel, was trying to really dog Veronica and a situation that maybe happened with her brother with the kids. I wasn't having it. And boy, and they were having a high school reunion coming up. Boy, the minute his last name was mentioned, he had 3% left on his phone and he got out of there. He no longer wanted to talk to me, and we ain't heard from him since. And then the night before, if y'all remember the night before, Tiffany got arrested and Cora, we believe that's them that called. They called in. And they called in on the burner phone, and I'd muted it so you guys couldn't hear it. And they were yelling at me. I was like, "You're going to yell at me. You are not getting on my panel." And they said they'd be good. And I said, "Well, okay, guys, we're going to try this. And there's a lady on here, and she better be good or I'll cut the line. But she wants to get on the panel." And she got on there and rant and raved and was blaming it on Veronica. And then another lady took over the phone. Anyway, I ended up hanging the phone up on them. But we do believe that that was Granny and Cora. And I always called Tiffany Granny because she didn't like it. And she knew about my YouTube channel because she made the remark that she didn't like me calling her Granny, that she had a name. Now, Granny's her name to me. Yes, right after Paul helped the most horrific and brutal murder, he sat in an Easter play in church. There's a special place for him, I'll say, in hell. Rock, have you heard anything about Beasley recently? No, I have not. I've not heard anything about Beasley. That's just been really quiet. Haven't heard anything about the cooks. Like, I still think there's other arrests. But what I was getting to is it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me if they didn't skip a pretrial and do a grand jury indictment. I've seen it done before. And what that would do is you, you wouldn't have to give over, the prosecution don't have to give over the evidence yet. See, at a pretrial, Oklahoma's got some real weird rules. Again, I'm not an attorney, but what it seems like for me is because they filed the motions, Buddy Leach did, filed motions not wanting to share what they had with, well, I love you guys too, absolutely. But they're not wanting to share. Oh, yeah, Travis wanted me to be his date for the reunion. He was, oh my gosh, oh, I gotta back up. So, anyway, so the 15th, I came down for that. I was out in front of Dad's, and there was a bunch of dogs, and I was in the street, and this white Pyrenees had come up to the car. I got out to pet the Pyrenees. It didn't want to be petted, but it wasn't growling or anything. I just got back in my car, and this white truck came from nowhere. And she pulls up, and there's a live on that too. And she says, I said, "Hi, how you doing?" She said, "Fine. What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, just checking things out." And she said, "You need to get out of here." I said, "Excuse me?" Granny's given name is Tiffany Adams. Strange, her name is Tiffany Adams. Anyway, I said, "Excuse me?" She said, "This is my property. You need to get out of here." I said, "It's county road. This ain't your property." She told me to get out of there, and I told her to get the fuck out of there. And I felt bad because I said that, but listen, I wasn't like saying F you. I was like, I don't want no trouble. Get the fuck out of here. And she had parked so close to my car, and this is the way she looked at me. And I was reading the side of her truck, and it said Red River Encampment. I read it out loud to everybody. And just the way she's looking at me, so let me get out and get your tag number, because I don't know who I'm dealing with here. I'm just gonna get a tag number. So I got out of my car, and as I was going by her truck to go to the back to get her tag number, she reached out and grabbed my arm and swung me around and had a gun pointed to my face. And I said, "Oh my God, you're gonna pull a gun on me on a live? Are you kidding me?" And about that time, there was a struggle for my phone, and it was a big struggle. Actually, my phone is cracked. I lost my glasses. My phone called 911. The Apple phone, the iPhone did an emergency call. Nobody came. Anyway, went to get out of there. There was a van behind me. She blocked the street like across ways, and I went around her and I hauled ass to Guyman. Well, anyway, I filed a report in Guyman, called Cimarron. They said the sheriff had gone for the night, which they didn't even have a sheriff. They only had an undersheriff at that time. And anyway, we're still waiting on that. I'm going to take civil action because it don't look like they are taking any kind of criminal action. And I was on a public road, never even stepped foot in the driveway, never stepped foot in their yard at all. Um, Again, I just wanted to do the timeline. There's people that said I shouldn't have been there, I shouldn't have did this, I shouldn't have did that. Well, it's real easy for you to say what I should have, could have, would have did, but you was not there. So the point is that's what I did do. And I was going to get the timeline, and she had no right to pull a gun on me. So let's not forget that that crazy lady pulled a gun on me. It was on the live. Anyway, so now where we're at now is every third Wednesday of the month, they're going to have a hearing over there at Texas County. And I hope to hell they change that. I hope that the people in the area start really raising Cain, because there is. I just wish I could get in my computer and show you guys. There's just, you have to go look at some previous videos. Some there's some previous videos in there that you could go in and look at the court hearings, and you'll see on this last one they took all five in for the first time. The cops or LE law enforcement in the parking lot, they're all bundled up talking together while there's five murder suspects in that little building. Okay, like security sucks. And none of them have body cameras on. And we know Guyman wears body cameras. And there's not a soul, there's not one of them on there. And if you are new here and you have not watched some videos of the court, go watch them, because I'll point it out. And the last one, there was even a paperclip left on the trail that they had walked. So I found that real interesting. I agree. I plan on it. I did get with an attorney. He does have the video in Wichita. So um, I'll let him handle that, and then I'll show up to court whenever I got to show up to court. So that's not over with yet. And so where we're at right now is they're just the attorneys are asking for things, bickering back and forth, trying to get information. I know many people was watching that live. It is no laughing matter at all. It was just the ridiculousness of the things she was saying, like when she stated that we could try the 5 capital murder cases in a damn school or civic center. Yeah, see, that's another thing. You know, Ashley Banfield come across that and played that for you. Was it last night or the night before? She's talking to a judge out of West Virginia. I believe it's West Virginia, and they start talking about how the court is too small by the time you get the 5 defendants in there and you get their attorneys, and one of them has like 2, maybe 3 attorneys, and then you got the prosecutors. And I didn't go inside this. I only went inside for the Grice one. I'll tell you why. I do not feel safe. I do not feel safe in that courtroom. I barely feel safe outside because I just see a lot of holes in their security. And man, I want to be where I could get right in my vehicle and get the hell out of there, and not be stuck in the middle of an ambush or something. Because I do think that there's a plan. I think there's some plans being made. I hope I'm wrong, but I wish that the Texas County would take it. Hey, uncomfortably numb. I wish that they would take it more serious, and it don't seem to be taken that serious, even by the Texas County Sheriff. And, he's putting a dip in his mouth as he's going inside. His head girl right there where they're just wanding people, and not everybody gets wanded either. I mean, we saw several people go in at the second one. Grice's attorney showed up, and she said, "Oh, are you attorney? Yeah, he had a big old bag. Okay." He said he was Grice's attorney. No wand, didn't wand him or nothing. Just let him in. There were several people that got to go in without being wanded. Anybody could have had a gun. Like, I decided then there's no way in hell you'll ever get me back in that courtroom until it's trial time. And I still think when it comes to trial time and be in Oklahoma City, there's no way in my mind that they're going to do it at that jail. And there's no way they're going to do it at no damn school. So I see it going to Oklahoma City. You know, in Wichita, our jail's connected to the courthouse, and it's like an underground tunnel. You never see them. Here, they parade them right in front of you. I mean, I'm not. I don't want to give anybody ideas, but there's still misfits out there. You still got. We don't know who and what, how many is part of the God's misfits, the cult. We don't know what family members are mad. Like, what if they try to shoot one of them? Like, all of it's really weird. It's so weird. Guess what? We're just gonna have to wait and see. But I think they're gonna have to move it. And just how relaxed. There was a guy on the roof. He was running a drone. Um, y'all should go back and watch the previous ones. If any of you have questions about it, you'll see where they're sitting there and they're just joking around. They're not even walking around the parking lot looking. Same as sleeper cells. Yeah, they're not walking around looking. But Tad Coleman, he's breaking his neck going in, and he's breaking his neck going out. And he was looking on top of the roof across the way, and he's looking right and left to the parking lots. So it looks like somebody's got a plan. Now, mind you, they're innocent until proven guilty. In that case, they still get phone privileges. Okay? Somebody said Tad was doing business as usual. Well, I don't know what the rules are for anybody else in the jail and how often they can use the phone, but I imagine they got the same rules for him. Because, in the United States of America, you're innocent until proven guilty. I don't see where any of them look, in my opinion, where they look worried. They don't look scared. And and Tad definitely looks like he has a plan every time he goes in and out there when he's breaking his neck, trying to see an escape route, or is there somebody out there? And so when he's doing that when he's out of the car, what do you think he's doing when he's sitting in that car? He's looking around at the area. Oh, and the time before this last one on May 15th, they was only bringing them one at a time. And it was so repetitive. Like the white car would show up and the sheriff car in the middle. The white car had an officer in it. The sheriff car had two officers in it and it had the suspect in it. And then a Guyman SUV behind it. And that's how they took everybody and brought everybody, one at a time. So as one got done, they'd take them back to the jail, pick somebody else, and bring them back up. But to a T, they did it the same exact way each time for each one of them prisoners. They did it the same way for each one of them prisoners. This time they mixed it up, even though they brought all five. When they left to the left, and you can hear a train again. And on the 15th, there was a train then too. But there was definitely a paperclip on the ground. So that's where we're at. So CW is in protective custody. Uh, Veronica's children is in care, being taken care of. We don't talk about them. We're not allowed to talk about them by my choice. We don't talk about the kids on here. And the kids' father, Wrangler, is in rehab. And it is court appointed rehab. And it's something much needed. And hopefully he comes out with a, with a good head on his shoulders and can raise his children. But he's in there till September. He's married. He's got a wife that's pregnant. I believe she's due like September 8th or 9th. So a lot going on in this case. What's really sad is there are a lot of kids involved. I think I figured out 13 or 14. And if you're texting me, I can't see it. So if I click off of here to go check something on my phone, I can't see it. It'll kick me off the live. So let's see here. So if you're in the chat and you have any other questions, is there anything I missed? Does anybody think there's anything I missed? Oh, the celebration of lives. I have them on my live too. I did both of them. They were very beautiful. Um, Jillian was somebody that was authorized to do supervised visitation. She had 4 children. Her husband was a minister. They were waiting until the end of the school year, and he had got a job in Nebraska, where he's originally from, and they were going back to Nebraska. And as a matter of fact, up till now, I believe they're 10 and 8, or maybe no, wait a minute, they're young, maybe 6 and 4. I don't know, young. I don't know how old they are. I wish I knew. I do know. I just can't think of it. We don't usually talk about the kids strange, so I tend to forget they're young. I will say that they're young. If somebody knows the age, they could say it. I wouldn't get upset with that, but I don't know the age. I know 6 and 8. There you go, 6 and 8. Thank you. Um, but they're being taken. How powerful are God's misfits? Listen, we don't know. All I know is I was saying, you guys got a cult. Call the ATF. I see another Waco coming. Um, it was just. I remember, man, I was kind of freaking out because I could tell. I knew that there was a cult. Okay, are you there? Okay, um, so baby daddy is in rehab. So the kids are with somebody. Sad for the kids, but I think the kids are being taken well taken care of. Well, they are in the system, and there's a judge that's making sure that they're getting taken care of. So we don't worry about the kids, other than they went through some traumatic things, and I personally hope that the father of them kids gets his shit together and is doing really good. And thank you, and is able to get the kids and at least have a semi normal life. Like, it's never going to be normal. Like, Jillian and Veronica's never coming back. All we can do is make sure that we get justice for them and we don't let anything slide. That's why I'm so about the they'd like a massage table for the hearings, I bet. That's why I'm so on the security of this too. I mean, what if there was an ambush, and somebody one night when I was saying this, there's like rocks. You can't get out of the car from the inside. Okay, I'm not stupid. I'm saying they're from a cult. What about the cult trying to get them out? And they could open the door from the outside. So I spent like 45 minutes arguing with the lady about whether there was bulletproof windows. And listen, I'm not doing that again. And I don't think she meant anything by it, but she was wrong. There wasn't bulletproof windows. Roach, what are they allowed facial hair? I don't know what that means. Sorry, Opus Tinker. I'm not sure what you're meaning by that. Absolutely Nighthawk, Rock. Sorry, that's okay. Will you give your thoughts and advantages and disadvantages for the defendants regarding trying them as a group versus trying them individually? Well, I think they should be tried individually. I think when you try them as a group, obviously there's a leader of that group. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm not so sure it's not Dad. I'm not so sure it's not Tiffany. Like, I mean, we know it's Tiffany's grandchildren, but listen, are both of them equal? I don't know. But I know that there's no way that I could go find four of my friends to come help me take care of my son-in-law or anything like that. I wouldn't do that anyway, but I'm just saying it's got to be a cult type atmosphere. So if you were that heavily influenced to do that in court, having all five of them, I don't see the benefit of having them all five there. To intimidate one to say stuff the way they want to hear it, like you have a right to get up there and defend yourself too. Most defendants don't do that, get up there and speak, but they could be witnesses on the other ones. And I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair that they do that. I don't know if that's a way to, if the court will decide to do that because it'd be quicker for them. Uh, I think the right way would be each one of them have their own court case, and I would say that would be the disadvantage to maybe somebody that has a little more information and maybe wants to give a little more information to try to make some kind of deal. But I don't even see them going to get a deal. Well, I mean, the bodies have been found, so what kind of deal are they going to get? Because they're all looking at the death penalty, the way I understand it. But trying them as a group might intimidate somebody not to say exactly what they want to say, or if they're, even though they're under oath, they might commit perjury under oath. Too scared to say anything because again, we don't know how big this group is. And do I think that the Misfits has stopped? I don't. Oh, and Paul Grice the year before had went and filed a 36-page to denounce his U.S. citizenship. He wanted to be a sovereign citizen, and he didn't want anybody to have control of his kids, and that was his property. And yeah, this that sovereign citizenship is, ooh, that's a big thing. We should give those kids a good Christmas. You know, strange. I do believe they did a GoFundMe and they did a trust. So I believe there's plenty of money there. One thing we are trying to do is we're going to try to get a trust up and going. We've already started the fund. I'm going to go open the trust, get something going for CW, which is Cora's daughter, the one that told on her mom and them. We want to make sure that she knows what kind of hero she is, and that she gets some good schooling or something. But I won't give to a GoFundMe, but I would definitely do some kind of trust to where she couldn't get to it till she was old enough, um, and hopefully use it for college or something, and do something good with her life. It's gonna be rough for all them children, every one of them involved, not just Veronica's and Wranglers, but all the children. Cajun says, I truly hope Wrangler is getting the help he needs. He's getting the help he needs. Like, yeah, he's doing good. I did get to talk to him one time. He was doing good. Um, he's got to get off the drugs. He's got off the drugs. He's doing the steps, and he don't get out any earlier than September. I don't even know what date it is. But the judge put a date on there, and he can't leave there any earlier than that. And when he does leave there, he's got 72 hours to report to the court. And I think that's because, in case they release him like on a Friday and the courts are closed, to give him enough time to be there on Monday. KK 405. Prairie Sage, from what I can tell, it's just FSO for pretrial procedural matters. I agree with Brock and think an indictment will occur. Yeah, I definitely believe an indictment will occur. If that happens, we won't know a whole lot. They'll do it behind our back and they'll skip right over a pretrial. And then the accused will give up their right to a speedy trial, in my opinion, because they're looking at the death penalty. I think they would give up. I think they'd give up the right to the speedy trial. I think they're looking for a loophole. And then we talk about Brady Giglio. That's when officers are on the list. Um, and if they're a witness of a case, they might not be found to be very truthful or very reliable. I don't know the right way to say it. I know if you're on our police department, Sedgwick County or Wichita, and you're on the Brady Giglio list, you don't have a law enforcement job no more. And we're not gonna get started in on the law enforcement thing, but go back and read some or watch some of my videos, and I talk about a DA task force guy in there and how he's got a grand jury indictment where a grand jury indicted him in Ardmore, Oklahoma, and then he faked a burglary at the drug task force office. Anyway, he ended up getting his police certification taken, um, and he wasn't supposed to be able to do law enforcement for 3 years. Didn't go to jail. Had to pay back $2,600. I think it was $2,600, something like that. And then he ends up in Keith with a chief of police job, and now he's #1 District 1 drug task force agent. Like, he's king shit here in Guyman. He's one of the big dogs. But he was grand jury indicted, but now he's a big dog. I don't get it. But still been digging into that. One thing I will tell you, it is known to man's land. I don't believe this. What caught this case up is the child custody battle. Otherwise, it probably would have went down as other cases, missing. With what you told us, no body cams, paper clips, and a change in court appearance could be the start of an inside job being planned. Hey, I don't know, yeah, but I agree with you. I want to know. They all know each other. Even listen, even the DA. The DA knows all the suspects. It's a small town. Around this area is small. Everybody knows everybody. Okay. I mean, I'd probably be fair to say that the judge knows everybody too. I would think he does. Jillian from the Panhandle. I was raised in Wyoming and Nebraska. I send continued prayers to Jillian's family and Veronica's family. Yeah, Jillian's husband uh, he went to a church to minister there in Nebraska. So we hope he's doing good. Kelly Forbes, what do you think happened once they were lured away on the side of the road? See, I don't think they were lured away on the side of the road, but y'all probably really don't want to hear my opinion on what I think happened because I have nothing to back it up, but I have my own theory. Um, I guess we'll just have to wait for court to come out. But I do have my own theory. I don't think it happened at L Road. I think it happened probably at Granny Tiffany's house, honestly. And then the car was planted there, and then they were taken to Beasley's place. Strange suspicion. Why was that guy looking all around paranoid? He's looking to escape. That's Tad Coleman. He's looking to escape. I think he's looking for help, figuring out ways to tell his people how to get him out of there. Yeah, we've all got theories. Anyway, that's where we're at. Does anybody have anything to add to that? I don't think I missed anything. In jail, they let you shave. It's not right before court. They let you shave anytime. You check. It's kind of weird because I've only seen it, but they did Sedgwick County on 90 days in or whatever, or 60 days in, and you have a razor with your name on it, and you can shave. Even the women get it. So you can shave your legs in court. So sure, that's the same there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Cora to know what her actions were before. I just know many people said out of all of them they were really surprised that Cora was involved. Very, very surprised that Cora was involved. He's doing very well, I was told by a very reliable source. Me too, if you're talking about Wrangler. And the kids are doing real well too. We don't know a lot about them. We just know that they're in the custody of the state and the judge is making sure they're getting taken care of. Walks far. I keep thinking of the TX7 a few years ago and how they ambushed the cops at a store and it made national news and they finally got them. Well, our border isn't looking too. What am I smoking? I'm smoking. I'm in Colorado. I'm smoking some herb cigarettes. That's what I'm smoking. You wasn't telling on me.
I said just six, and she said six are boring.
It's not cigs. It's not cigs. It's legal here. I've had my medical marijuana license in Colorado for 11 years, so I like my green. I like the gummies. I had a bad accident in 2018 and I didn't take any opiates. And I had a 5% chance of living, and the gummies worked fine for me. So, with that said, yeah, devil's lettuce, wacky tobacco. Nighthawk, me and Bob love that wacky tobacco. Listen, don't knock until you try it. If you got PTSD or you got cancer, you know somebody with cancer. I got a good friend. His dad was a doctor for 60 years. He was diagnosed over 3 years ago, got cancer, and was given 3 months. And he's on them gummies. His dad is, and here we are 3 years later. So, and he's in his 80s. So, Dad is trying fiercely to find out who the big guy with beard and hat was, with you calling him Tadpole and other names outside the courthouse. I doubt that. What big guy? What? I mean, I know who's standing beside me, but anyway. Strange suspicion. I want your opinion. What opinion? What do you want? Yes, I want to hear what you think happened. Oh, you guys want to hear what I think happened? Now, what if I'm wrong? Then you're going to say Rock was wrong. Rock, you gave me lots of trivia questions this stream. Oh, good. Good. Rob, did you talk about because of you this case was brought to light? Oh, Rock. I don't know. I believe you guys are right. Like I said, I got here. There wasn't anybody looking for these women. I believe if I would have never came, I don't think they would have been looked for. Um, do I think that Cora's daughter might have told? I do. I do think she knew it wasn't right and has good morals about her. But things might have went a little quicker because I was putting a little pressure on. Um, I don't know. I will tell you that it's took a lot of time out of my life, and I I spent a lot of time working it with very little rest up until just this last week, and I'm still working it. But went on a little vacation. Yes, puff puff fast, Girly says. Puff puff fast, Rock. You know how much I smoke. I don't smoke that often, so and I'm just a 1-2 hit quitter, so but for those that call marijuana dope, do do a little bit of investigation there. Look up Rick Simpson's A Race for the Cure. Take a look at that book and then come back and tell me it's dope. It really helps a lot of people. I remember when Colorado was the only one that was legal uh, medically for 18 and under even. And many people moved there because their kids was having seizures and it's just a lot for it. It's not one of them things where you just say, hey,
Dope isn't the same.
well,
It's not the same kind.
anyway, so the medical marijuana it's now legal in Oklahoma now, but for years it was not. So a lot of people went to Colorado for that. But there you in Colorado, and I have my Colorado med license. I've had 11 years, but you have to have certain qualifications to even get a Colorado med license. In Oklahoma, I don't think you have to have any qualification. But Colorado, you do. You had to fall into a category to be able to get that med license. Strange suspicion. Great job, Rock, getting the pressure on this case. Yeah, it was a lot of pressure. I definitely was pressuring them. I think UNCW were instrumental in this case. It might have not have been investigated if not. That's probably true. I'll smoke the whole joint, Frederica says. All right, we'll come over and smoke it, girl. I'll shoot 29. I 100% think it would have been swept under the rug as a sex trafficking case. I do too. I do too. I agree with that. That's right, Rock. The screen is healing. It's healing. It is healing. It's very healing. It's very, very healing. And it's not for everybody. Like, my husband don't use it, but he's not against it. It don't do anything for him. Don't do anything for him at all. Let's see here. Okay, so you want to know my theory?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to sit on the porch. I'm going to tell you my theory. I'm going to see what the wind's like out here. Now, don't hold me to this theory. I can't be held responsible. But this is what I think happened. I think that on their way to pick up the kids, that Veronica got a phone call. Now, listen, I have no evidence of saying this, so I'm going to say this is just a story because at this point, it's just a story. It's my story and it's what I think happened. But I think that they got a phone call before they got to the Four Corners and was told that some cattle was out and could they just come to Tiffany's and pick up the kids there. And I think when they got to Tiffany's or Beasley's, one of the two somewhere, I think Tad's was too far for it to happen that quick. But anyway, from the phone pings, I think when Veronica got out, I think she was attacked. I'm not going to go into details of what I know of what I've been told, because that wouldn't be fair to anybody here. And I think Jillian got out to help her and also got attacked. So that's what I think happened. I don't think it happened at Four Corners. I think that car was taken back there and planted. But there's many people that thinks that they were blocked off of that road there to where all they could do is turn down L Road and that there was another blockage. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Have to wait and see. I don't really know. Well, it looks like the power's still out, but not at this house. She's got that Generac, which is nice. So now you know my theory. And for those that's been hitting me up and say, could you just do, oh, I forgot the Bruise Cruise, yeah? There's, listen, there's been so many great people, but yeah, a lot of people Bruise Cruise, and uh, I've had people buy me gas. Um, listen, the people talk around here. Oh, and I'll tell you, to Larry, I'm not going to say your last name. You know you knew the whole time. Because there's audio out there with you talking about Beasley on it and everything. And they wasn't arrested yet. And I know what your last name is. And hopefully you've been honest with OSBI. Because you're definitely on that video, on the audio. And you're definitely talking how you talked to Beasley. And how the cops were coming. And you had just got done talking to them and they were coming. how you didn't want to ride in a helicopter, that you would need to ride in a helicopter, but they'd have to ride it real low because you would get sick. So you know what I'm talking about. So if you have not been honest with the DA, you better get your ass over there and be honest, because that's out there. That's out there. As a matter of fact, I have a copy of that audio, and it's definitely your ass on there talking. And you definitely say Beasley's name. You say how you just left the police and that he's your friend, but you had to save yourself. But then you warned him, so they could have got them bodies out of there. When did you warn them? Did you say you warned them? You could have almost messed up the case. I don't know. Supposedly you took off to Colorado. I'm sure they'll be calling you back to put you on that witness statement. You better make sure you've told them everything you know. Kelly Forbes, yeah, I know what you stated as to what physically happened to them. I asked that on the Cup Live you did. Oh, okay, Kelly. Well, thanks for asking again. Nanya, there were enough people helping to plant different type of blood. Yeah, I mean, that could have been pig blood. It could have been transmission fluid. I don't know. I don't know. Could the person that took the vehicle back there to park it there? I didn't see the vehicle. They could have been bleeding. By the time I got to town, the vehicle was gone. So it was already in Oklahoma City. Somebody actually accidentally got timed out. Sorry. Did we got trolls in here? Surely we don't have any trolls in here. Are you kidding me? The five go back to court on July 17th. That's a Wednesday, right? July 17th. Pretty sure. July 17th or 19th. If the 17th is a Wednesday, it's on a Wednesday. The third Wednesday of the month. So, yep, the 17th. That's something that keeps getting my arm. So is there any more questions? Here, let's see. Because I've been researching laws for murder in no man's land. Do you know if any family members of the misfits that have any claim to any part of that land? Debsy, I don't know. I know they all own land. So I guess proving who's misfits and who's not is going to be up to the law enforcement. Yes, tomorrow night we got trivia with Strange Suspicion. I can't share her channel right now because I don't know how to do it off the phone. So yeah, tomorrow night I'm going to be sharing it with Strange Suspicion. Actually, does Bob want to come up and talk about that? Or do you? And tell him about your other channel? Okay, what is happening in court on that day? It's just another status hearing. The attorneys are arguing about who, you know, what they're getting as far as from the DA, what the DA's handed over. The DA, there will be a lot of motions filed between now and then, and they'll just go over the motions. There has not been a pretrial date set. So, Rock, why do you think Veronica and Jillian's phones weren't buried with them? What do you think they were planning on doing with them? Who says they wasn't buried with them? There was two phones in there. One phone was green and it was all broken because I went and got the paperwork, the arrest affidavit, and one of them was busted all to hell. It was an Apple phone. I don't know what kind of phones they have. So I'm not gonna say it's safe to say that the phones wasn't buried with them. We don't know that. Just one that we saw was on the list, but there still could have been another one, or maybe not even found. I don't know. That's something that we'll learn during trial or when they release it all. But I'm about ready to get off of here. It's actually kind of chilly out here. Um, if Strange wants to come up, if not, if she don't want to come up or Bob doesn't want to come up, they're always welcome to come up. Defer. I just want to say how proud I am to be able to call Rock a friend and to be a part of this and just tell her thank you for creating this family that we have now. You're very welcome. You guys are family to me too. Sometimes I do get bitchy. I just don't tolerate bullshit very much. I might come across wrong, but I mean well. But if you come in here acting a fool, I'm gonna call you out about it. Daydreaming, what do you mean you got confused on? Did because maybe I confused you. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I don't. Maybe I said something, misspoke something. I don't want to confuse you if there was something that you thought was different. And that was true. They said that Tiffany was in Guyman trying to get two phones and a computer wiped when she was arrested. But we don't know what two phones it was. We don't know what computer it was. And on the computer, they said that she had Googled how to get somebody out of a house. Now, who Googles that? You go throw a brick through the window, they'll probably come out of the house. Like, who Googles how to get somebody out of the house? But anyway, that's what they said it said, right? That's what I'm thinking they said it said. Okay, here, let me drop the link. Ow. I got a fly now that wants to bite me. Jesus. These flies in Colorado, they bite hard too. There you go. A rock, tell a story about Granny calling in on the live. Yeah, I did tell that story. The granny and we believe it was Cora called in and they wanted to talk about I don't know essay with the kids and turn things around, but they was not happy, and I ended up relieving them from the phone call. We've had some strange phone calls. I've had somebody call me at 3 o'clock in the morning saying they was one of Granny's sisters. Nobody was chatting. Very sage. Nunya does a mess. Let's see here. Hey, Pia.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. It's a little chilly outside. I
Yeah,
like
it's
it though.
storming, huh?
Well, it's now it's calmed down, but actually the power's out because I can hear the generator going. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Well, that's good though, right?
yeah,
You don't want to be
yeah.
in the dark. Probably
Well,
spooky out there in the
I'm
dark.
kind of like camping. I'm in my camper, so it's like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
camping,
Perfect.
right?
That's relaxing in Colorado.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Except I got this fly that this wants my blood real bad. So tell us,
Smack it.
so Pia and Bob is friends of ours. They have a channel, Strange Suspicion, which Strange. I'm sorry I can't share it from my phone. I wish I could.
Oh, it's okay.
Um,
You guys
but
can
tell them
just
what
look
you
at
got
my
going
name on the
tomorrow.
screen.
Yeah,
Tomorrow we have trivia. Every Thursday we invite every true crime community to our trivia. And so the categories tomorrow are 80s and 9 I think it's 80s and 90s television, and it's product jingles, it's true crime. God, what's the fourth one? Oh, I know what it is. It's everything 420. That was your
there we
suggestion.
go.
Yeah. So if anybody that's listening to me right now wants to join Rock and Nighthawk at trivia tomorrow, then you are more than welcome to come to our channel. The only thing that we do on the channel, though, during lives, because of trolls, is we do require that you, if you're going to type in the chat, that you're subscribed, because we've had a lot of, as you know, a lot of strange visitors, strangely
Right.
suspicious visitors to our
So
YouTube channel.
so if they want to go to that, they need to go ahead and subscribe tonight so that they can go and answer.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, because you could tell them it's super fun. It's just real lighthearted. It's no like there's no pressure. They're not super hard questions. It's just so everybody can like kick back and have fun after we're all watching and listening to all this like sad stuff. Just so we can
that's
all,
right.
like I like hanging out with you every week. So
Well,
you know
I
what I
love the
mean?
daylights out of you and Bob. You know that, and I think
Yeah,
it's and oblivious, and I like it. This is I say this all the time. I was really into the Idaho 4, and I'm so glad I'm out of it right now and doing this. I hate it that this case has happened, but
Yeah.
all that drama that goes on over there in the Idaho 4 and all that backstabbing, I'm just so glad I'm not a part of it. I'm so
Yeah,
glad.
yeah, you know what? It's a very strange thing that happens when everybody's trying to like investigate the same thing, but I feel like the rudeness and the cockiness is just like out of control with the
It
Idaho court
is.
case. Like it's so weird. Like everybody's investigating each other instead of investigating the case. And
Yeah,
now,
and they're out to get each other. Like there's so
yeah,
many people out there. Listen, every creator does their channel different. Listen, I've
exactly.
been through a few creators, and I'm not gonna say they were bad people. They just wasn't my cup of tea. It
Yeah,
wasn't something I like. That's why I tell people all the time, you don't have to stay on here to tell me how much you don't like me. Just go find a channel that you do like. You know,
exactly. Yeah. I let my temper get the best of me today and I went off on a commenter, but I mean that's to be expected. If they're gonna throw it at me, I'm gonna throw it back. But basically, they were saying that we didn't take the case seriously and we don't care about the victims because Bob adds humor, but we never add humor to the case. It's like humor about something I said that's absolutely unrelated. It's just to keep it so everybody's not like doom and gloom. So I
right?
got like,
And like I said, every creator's different.
yeah, and I'm a clown, so I don't know,
Yeah, she
like,
dresses up as a clown, and a lot of people, again, a lot of people, this is their first time in YouTube. They
yeah,
found out from Facebook, and they found my channel, so they're new to YouTube. So the first thing I did is change your name, come
yeah.
up with a nickname, because you don't want to use your real name, because these people will stalk you.
Yeah,
They
and
will
when
haunt you.
Yeah, and when you're doing an open case, like I don't think that Brian Koberger did anything. So I know that there are people out there. So for those of you that don't know, clown makeup, it will get rid of facial recognition. It gets rid of every trace of what you actually look like. So that's the approach with the clown makeup because it's for my safety. So if anybody is misunderstanding that, I'm not trying to like make fun of anything. I'm just trying to be safe.
Right.
I,
I
I
see a
have a
couple
family too.
people. I see a couple people asked for your link, and I see that Nunya shared it and Nighthawk shared it.
Well, thank you guys.
So the link is there, guys.
Yeah, it's Strange
It's,
Suspicion. And if you guys like paranormal too, Bob and I have a second channel and it's called Shaken Paranormal, like Shaken, Shaken Paranormal. We have like 100 videos over there. We do Randonautica, and which is like an app where you just like randomly set an intention and it gives you coordinates and hopefully you find what you're looking for. And then we do paranormal investigations on there too. We haven't posted in a while, but there's over like 100 videos on there that people can enjoy
right.
if you're into
Right.
that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, I always said I wasn't going to take money from this channel, and I don't know. I need to figure out how to. I set up the super chats and stuff, and was going to do that just on the shenanigans,
Oh, that's a
because
good
I would
idea.
never want to make money off of a tragedy. And thank you. She knows it'll go to the right spot, Nighthawk. But
That's right.
anyway, I know there's a way to turn it on and off, but we're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
collect money. We're gonna collect money for CW. All that money will go to a trust fund for CW, and I'll make sure everybody gets to see the invoices and stuff. But we're also
that's
gonna have some
totally your
shirts
style,
made.
Rock. That's
Yeah,
all. You're so good.
I try to be. I
You're
try to
such
be.
like a genuine spirit and like a friendly, kind soul that if people don't know that, then they don't need to be around you. You know what I mean?
I agree, and thank you for standing up for me that way. But I would, I would never take anybody's money and
Yeah.
do it and use it wrongly. When I say that I will do a fund for CW or whatever we need to do, that's what it'll go to. A dime of it won't go in my pocket. I pay for my StreamYard. I've already paid for everything out of my pocket.
I
I don't
haven't heard
expect reimbursed. Hmm.
I haven't heard any other creator offer to do something like that when they raise money for something. That's pretty noble of you. Like
Well, I
you know
mean,
and I know that there are other creators raising money for stuff and I don't know that it's going to that. You
oh
know?
yeah, well, I guarantee it's not.
Yeah, it's sad.
I mean,
That's sad to use victims, you know what I mean?
yeah. Well, and then, the bills don't pay themselves.
That's right.
You got, listen, I don't need anybody to pay my bills. I can pay my bills.
Yeah,
But I
you're
would
all
like to
good.
do, I do want to do something that would be for CW. And, you know, I mean, could you imagine? I mean, I'm sure she was close to her mom too, but she probably just gave her mom the death. Her mom gave herself the death penalty, okay?
That's
But
right.
she did tell. And we're so glad that she told, and we never want her to feel guilty about telling. She did the right thing. But
She
that
did
had to be
a
hard as
really
hell.
hard thing. Yeah,
Yeah, it had to be hard as hell to
I
do,
can't imagine doing that, but it's the right thing. So she can't
for
be
sure.
responsible for someone else's behavior.
Absolutely. And it wouldn't have
Unfortunately.
been settled this quickly. It would not
Yeah,
have been settled this quickly if she wouldn't have told.
she's a hero for
Yeah,
those
I'd have
kids.
never been able to get on to Beasley's land. Now, do I think I would have got close? Like I was getting close because I had two farmers that was up my ass every night, and they both had the same name, and they wanted to know everything I was learning, and I wasn't telling them everything I was being told.
I wouldn't. You know what I mean? I'd be like, I didn't hear nothing. I don't know. Like, figure it out. I wouldn't, like, it's dangerous for one. You know what I mean? You don't want to put yourself in that position where people are, because this is right by you, right?
No, it's a 5 hour drive for me.
Oh, good, good, good.
Yeah, yeah. It's in the panhandle. It's right here where Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico meet.
Oh, wow.
So, and actually, it used to be, it's kind of crazy, but it used to be part of Texas. And then they couldn't have the slavery past the 60, I think it's 63rd degree mark. So it was open. Nobody claimed it. It was just open land, but it used to be part of Texas. And the federal government, because they were having, poker and she's inside. They were having poker going on. They had all kinds of stuff going on, and it was lawless. It was a lawless area, and the government came in and said, somebody's got to
Yeah.
take it over. So Oklahoma ended up taking it over. And
Oh,
it's still
wow.
lawless, if you ask me. They get away with a lot of shit.
It sounds like
A
it.
lot of stuff out there. I've had a lot of people hit me up, and they've got relatives that it was ruled suicide when there's no way it was a suicide, missing
Yep.
people.
Yeah, because they don't
Listen,
ask
there was a guy
questions.
found in the ditch. There was a guy found in the ditch not too long ago, and this day I haven't heard anything about it. Didn't know who he was. It was in his 30s. At first, it said the animals got to him and they couldn't get any fingerprints. Then, as soon as it got out that there was a body found, then they said they got fingerprints, and now we are hearing nothing about it. See, this is how they roll around here. They hide a lot of shit.
Yeah, I can tell you that usually when they believe it to be a suicide, they just drop everything. They're just like, whatever. And I think that's unfortunate because a lot of times I think when people hang, I don't think it's I don't think it's necessarily suicide. I think it's an easy cover up. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people when they're found like that, they have bruising everywhere, and you don't like you only fall once. You know,
Right,
it's
right.
sad. But like
So,
that's the quickest way to shut a case is just say it's suicide, and then it's a private matter.
yeah, it is.
It's
So,
sad.
girly girl's been a friend of mine for a long time. She knows me. When Rock helps someone, she refuses to allow you to repay her.
Oh, I know that. I know that for a fact. Yeah, she's helped us. She's a very, very, very amazing human being, and she's very compassionate. She'd give you the shirt off her back as long as she had a bra on.
That's right. Well, maybe not. Now, who
Yeah,
knows?
right. You're like,
But
woo, I'm in Colorado.
yeah. Well, one of the things I will say, nobody should ever take my kindness for weakness, though, because I can be
That's
a
right.
spitfire too. Like I don't. You guys know I've come on here and said, listen, don't come on tonight because I'm going to go off. Listen, I'm not going to sit and let somebody trash me or trash talk me.
Hell no.
I'll come on late at night and drop the link and come on up and we can hash it out. But I'm not going to do it in front of these fine people. I mean, we got a lot of family members on here.
Yeah.
Listen. I don't want them to see the worst side of me, but sometimes I got listen. I'm a stand my ground kind of girl, and
Hell yeah.
sometimes I just got to stand up for myself. And once you let people walk over you, then there's not a line anymore. So with that said, I always stand my ground. And that don't mean that the whole channel is behind me with that, but I will tell you, I told them not to come, and they all came, and they stuck right by me. I loved it. So I think the Misfits' roots are deeper and broader than we even begin to realize. I agree. So, Strange, I'm going to start to end this. It's kind of chilly out here, too, and it's been an hour and 35 minutes. So, can you tell them what time your trivia, everything starts tomorrow night? Strange, are you there? Did I lose her? Did she tell us what time it was tomorrow night?
Oh,
Okay, so
ah,
what do I
am I
got you on a
here?
mind block?
Uh,
I think is it 6? What time is your thing tomorrow?
shit.
Did I trick you? I'm
Hello,
not trying to.
are you
I'm
there?
not. Yeah,
Can
I'm
you hear me?
here.
Okay, yeah. I
Yes.
don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened. Um, yeah, 6 o'clock the stream starts,
Okay, but
and
that is what time? Like it's
oh,
Central
6 p.m.
Time.
6 p.m. Eastern it starts. And I've been listening the whole stream. So for those of you who come, the true crimes category of the trivia will include this case and a lot of the answers you heard on this stream. So if you want to come to trivia and you're worried about not knowing any answers, that will be 7 p.m. Eastern, and you guys are in the forefront. I have put this case in the forefront of the trivia questions for you guys because I know that.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, because I know you guys came last week, and I just want you guys to feel like, like not so outsider about it. Like, so you guys can be like, oh, I know all about that case,
Well, not only that, then also it'll get the case out there to your subscribers,
Yeah,
which will
because
help too.
the more people that are aware of it, the better, I think.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I say that all the time, and I go live every day. Try to go live every day because listen, there's a lot of people in that I found out in our group here that's lost loved ones in this area, and them are cases that we'll look at when we're done with Veronica and Jillian's. But um,
Yeah, it's
man, some of the things that's happened to some of these people is just horrific in this area. It's sad,
yeah, and there's
really
like,
sad.
I heard that there's like, I don't know if it's real, but somebody who used to be subscribed to me told me that there's a body farm. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know about a body farm, but
Where they
I
dump
do
them?
believe that on Tad's property that there's probably more bodies there. I think that's why his mom was guarding it more. Now that's my own opinion.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
still wondering where that husband of hers went that didn't show up with for the divorce and for the lawsuit. I'm really confused on that. Oh, and I was gonna say also, after the grandma pulled the gun on me on a county street, okay,
Mm-hmm.
she has taken the ex-wife that has the child, which is her grandchild, to court because she wants to have grandparents' rights. And if
What?
that mother, if that mother's listening, I'm willing to go to court with you. I know your name. I just don't want to throw it out here, but I will go to court with you. Like I don't think that grandmother is in a very stable mind to be seeing that child, and I'd
Oh
be
no.
happy to go to court and tell the judge exactly what she did to me on the street there on a live, and take the live video with me. I don't think it would be good at all for that contact to be happening. I think she's lost her shit too. Like I think she's more involved than she says, and I don't think she needs to see that granddaughter, and that's the
Well,
way
any
I see
judge
it.
that would do that is crazy.
Well,
You know
it's
what I
it's
mean?
set up to be heard. Like she's already
Wow.
hired the attorney, and it's set up to be heard. So,
What can she
um,
do from prison though?
no, 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 no. This would be Tad, the boyfriend.
Oh,
His mom is wanting
okay.
to see his daughter for
Oh, okay.
grandparents' rights,
All right. I thought you
and
meant Granny. I was like, what the?
well, I call her Granny because she didn't like to be called Granny. So
That's
she's
perfect.
Granny 2.0. Tad's mom is Granny 2.0, and the other one's Granny.
Oh, there
And
you
her
go.
love you, love you, love you back. Love everybody back.
Loves you back, Bob.
Yes, love Bob too.
He's got a
And
big old pre-roll in his mouth.
Well, we love Bob, and Bob's always welcome to come on the channel too.
You hear
If
that?
he wants to come on and talk about his paranormal stuff or anything else he does, he's got major talent. Bob does.
You hear that? He said
Yes,
thank you, and he's
absolutely.
blushing. He's blushing.
Yes, well, he knows we're family. We're going
Yep.
to always be family. People's tried to get in between us, and we're not going to let it happen.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen.
So they can just keep playing their games. So I
They'll
love you
figure it
guys
out.
too much. That's right.
they can
That's
they can
right.
hang out in their little M club for all I care.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
calling them.
yeah. I really, I hope you and Oblivious too. I think should be a lot of help to you too. Like, I just love the daylights out of her.
Yeah, I think we should do that live with her, where you react to the gathering of the Juggalos.
Yeah, no
I think
shit.
Bob would love that. He would
Yeah.
like laugh
Well,
his butt off.
and you know, her being a comedian, she would really enjoy it. So
Yeah, he
we'll
was
definitely.
asleep. He was asleep the whole time we were on. He didn't catch any of it.
Oh, he didn't get to see it? Oh my gosh.
No. So he'll have to be awake for the next one. You'll have to arrange that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. D First says, Strange, you're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, you guys. You guys are so nice. I love your community. They're all full of positivity, and
Yeah,
that's what we're
it's a
about
great
too.
community.
Yeah, there's no reason to be mean. It doesn't cost anything to be nice. It doesn't help to be mean to anybody for any purpose. It just makes everything worse.
Yeah. Defer, thanks for the 9.99. Like I said, we usually do that during the. I appreciate that. It
When
will
is the
go to.
shenanigans rock?
Well, we had one last night. I'll have to plan it.
Dang it.
Let me get with Oblivious where we can all do it together again.
Yeah, you can
And
get Bob up, I bet, if we do the juggalo stuff. He's a
oh
juggalo.
yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be
Yeah.
fun.
We'll see who's the
So
funniest.
I think it'll be hilarious. Like,
All of us, yeah.
yeah, I'll get that set up. I know she's been covering a couple cases, but we'll get her on there. She'll do it. I know she'll do it.
Yeah, it was her idea, I think, right?
I don't know. I kind of push things along myself too, but
Me
I
and
just
you
love
and
the
Bob and
daylights
your
out of
dad.
her. That she's my dad. Yes,
Yeah.
she's everybody's dad. She's Bob's dad too.
She's your dad, Bob.
Yeah,
That's
and
sweet.
she calls us her potatoes.
Oh, okay. Cool. I love potatoes.
Yeah, we're her potatoes. That's funny.
That's
So with
sweet.
that said, so we will. I'm gonna go ahead and wind down. It looks like the kids are out, or grandkids are out. So I'm gonna get off of here. But
Okay.
Strange, thank you. Much love to you and Bob. So glad you came up. I'll
Right back at
definitely
you.
be there tomorrow night. So it'll be 6 o'clock Central Time for me.
No, no. Yeah, it'll be 6 o'clock Central for you when the trivia starts. It's like
Okay.
there's like an hour pre-show with like the true crime of the week stories or whatever, and then it's trivia at 7 Eastern.
Okay.
So it'll be
There we
6 your
go.
time for the. Well, wait, you're in Colorado, right?
Yeah, but most people's in Central, so that's why I said that.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
Central. I'm gonna be on the same time as you, because like
Okay.
right now it's 8:04.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So, but for everybody else, it'd
Oh,
be an
wait, it's
hour
10 here.
earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got it. We'll
Yeah,
figure it
Deeper
out.
loves Dad too. We all love
Yeah.
Dad. Oblivious, we love her too.
And
Well, with
if anybody's confused about the time, sorry for interrupting you. If anybody's confused about the time, you can click right on our thumbnail for the live and just push the notify me thing, and it'll give you a reminder
the
right
correct
before.
time, yeah, it'll tell
Yeah,
them the correct time to watch. Yeah, good
yeah,
idea. And you've
that's the
already
way I
got
do
that
it.
scheduled, right?
Yep, it's already up there.
Perfect. Yeah, they could even go ahead and go hit that thumbs up.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, the thumbs up, a lot of people don't realize it, but the thumbs up really helps you, for
Yeah.
one.
Also, when you were talking before, I was pushing that. If you guys look above that dollar sign next to where you send a message, there's like a menu right there, and you click on it, and there's hearts. If you click on those hearts when Rock is talking, just like
Uh-oh, we lost her again. She's saying there's hearts, for some reason, Strange, we lost you. But there's hearts, there's big eyes, there's 100%, and you can click them and they'll go across the screen, and that gives you, I guess, viewpoints or something. I don't know. She was gonna explain it, but we lost her. It shows she's still up there, but we can't hear her.
oh gosh,
There you go.
Okay. I'm just over here going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah. I was telling you guys that if you push those hearts, that'll put Rock's channel up in the algorithm, and you don't have to watch the crappy channels because it'll put Rock up in the algorithm for everybody, and then everybody can see how awesome she is. So if you guys see that
Oh,
$sign and you push that heart over and over and over, the more hearts you give her, the more she gets put up in the algorithm. And I know it's not about money, Rock, but it is about quality. You know what I mean? So
yes, yes. I didn't know that the hearts did that. I mess with the hearts anyway. I'll do the hearts and the party, and I hit all them little buttons on the side. So, I didn't know it did that. Interesting. Well, with that said, Strange, thanks for coming up, and to the crew, to the rockers out there.
thank you so
Um,
much.
let's go hit Strange's channel up tomorrow night and do some trivia. How about
Yeah.
that?
You guys come have some
Alrighty.
fun.
Well, Strange, much love to you and Bob, and I will definitely see you tomorrow. And to the group here, much love to you, and always be kind and be your best you. And we'll see everybody tomorrow night.
Love you, Rock.
I love you back. Love you guys. Talk to you guys later.